Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Laststandgamers, and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a very exciting update to show you, and as usual, part of it is paid DLC, and the other part of it is for free. I was very excited about this update, and I have to say, some expectations were met with it, others were a little bit disappointed, and some features I'm slightly worried about as well, but we'll get on with that in the video. So here behind us, we've got one of the new blocks. This is the Armory Rack block, and you can see all the Space Engineers blasters lined up on the back wall there. Sadly, if I come to my character, you cannot rip one of these off the wall, or if you fill it up with blasters, it doesn't correspond to what's actually stored in it, but it is very detailed and it does look very pretty. So let's move my character away for a second so we don't get the highlights. You can see we've got the ammunition block stacked there. We've got some magazines, some sights, some more magazines. You can see the little holographic looking sight as well as some iron sights stacked back there. Very cool indeed. And then some stocks on the top, and all the weapons then are racked up here. Very nice indeed. So the meat of it, what do the new upgrades actually look like? And to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with this. I thought they would have left the models of the current blaster as they are and added some more in, but they've just made some small adjustments. So this is the MR20, the standard Space Engineers assault rifle. You can see it's slightly moving. No real changes except the magazine. You can see the magazine's got bullets down on the top there and a golden sort of release mechanism. Kind of cool. Then we got the MR30, so this is the elite rifle. You can see by the markings there on the side. Very cool indeed. This one doesn't have any bullets in the magazine. Strange enough, maybe it fires on, you know, hopes and dreams, who knows. Coming over to, I think this is this an MR50? Yeah, MR50A. So that I'm guessing the A might stand for automatic or rapid. Basically, it's got an extended magazine that we'll see if it works, as well as a high rate of fire. Coming over to this, we have got the MR8P, I believe. Let's come over and just double check that. MR8P, yes. This one has a small little magazine with what looks like to be a Ranger band or hoop in the bottom, so you can pull it out your pouch a bit quicker. And you'd expect this is a precision rifle to have some sort of scope of some kind. No, they've just added the holographic on there. Now, let's see how these actually feel in the hand. So we're going to go to our options menu, and we're going to come out of this close precision mode and go a little bit bigger. So there we go. A little bit bigger we are. And we're going to collect up the variants of the different weapons. I am going to do some more testing with these than in this video, but now we've got one of each. We can select the MR20, add that to the tab, the precision rifle, the MR50, we can add that to the tab. We've got the MR30E, we can add that, and we also have the missile launcher there. We'll cover that in a minute. So there is the reload animation. Let's get our basic rifle out here and reload that up. Okay, so if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see we've got an ammunition count. We've got how many's in the magazine and how many's actually magazines we're holding. So you can see the precision rifle's holding 8. Let's see how many rounds the rapid fire rifle is holding. So that's holding 50 rounds. I think this one's going to be the most popular personally, unless the elite rifle can do some serious damage. So let's have a look at these pop-up targets while we do. This is one of the new blocks that's been added in for free. So you can see as we fire these, we have quite a considerable bit of recoil, and this rifle is now a click to fire each round, so the faster you click, the more rounds that are going to go out. You'll also notice we'll get some hit markers on the target, so if we fire our rounds, empty our magazine like so, we can continue blasting at the targets till it's completed. Now these targets will rebuild as well. That's quite exciting, as long as they have steel plates inside, and we can continue on shooting. So now we have the precision rifle. I'm guessing the precision rifle is going to hold better on at range. We might have to put some range targets in. You can also see it feels like it's doing slightly more damage as well. But we are getting that smaller magazine to probably benefit from that. And then we've got the rapid. So the rapid is fully automatic. You can see how it's eliminating the target. A lot of recoil with this one. And you can see I am actually pulling the recoil hand down. So if I just hold the trigger, I'm not going to pull the mouse down at all. You can see how it starts to rise up in the air. So let's fire again, and you can see how it does climb. So we'll prep that with another R reload, and the next thing I wanted to see was just how much recoil there is under inertia, because this is going to affect how these weapons are going to be used in space. So let's activate our character and let's just pull the trigger if we can. Okay, so there is a bit, it's not pushing me back. If we turn the inertia dampeners off, we can propel ourselves with it. That's kind of fun. I mean, if you run out of fuel now, at least you've got some way of stabilizing yourself. That's the animation from third person as well. Interesting enough, there is no cocking animation, so once you put the magazine in, it's instantly chambered. But yeah, we can move ourselves around. It'd be nice if we put a fire extinguisher in, wouldn't it, so we could blast ourselves around with that. Inertia dampener's back on anyhow, and we'll move back onto the target range. So overall, these rifles are quite tasty. They feel a lot better in the movement as you do move around. You can see it still looks pretty stock. The other thing I noticed is that if you are firing on the move, they don't always dip down to the ground anymore. So you do get a nice hip fire sort of blast as you're moving, and crouching will increase, well that's what they say, increase how accurate the rifles can be. Yet to have tested that. There's a lot of testing I'm going to do with these in a separate video. So that's all the rifles. Let's go over to the pistols. So let's move on to the sidearms now. Now, the sidearms don't have a massive difference visually between them, apart from a few different colours, maybe a changing rail or whatnot. So we've got the stock pistol here, and it's definitely taken some inspiration from a Glock type design. Interestingly enough, if you look at it from a weapons perspective, it looks like it's got like either an M9's front end or a 1911. You can see the rails down here are on the side for whatever lasers or light attachments. Lights on blasters would be really cool. It's got some sort of unlock feature here. Maybe it's fingerprint or it recognizes the astronaut, and there is a plus sign there, so that's perhaps a rear safety or decocker. Still very cool sort of design, and I'm guessing the magazine goes within the grip. Very cool. So that is actually called, let's just get the names right, that's the S10. We have the S10E and the S1020A. So that's rapid fire elite. Let's have a look at the elite. Let's move ourselves over there, get our highlighter off there. So the elite, of course, is gold for all you space pimps out there. You can flash your goldness. The stock magazine, let's have a quick look at that. Okay, so it's pretty similar. Just got a gold tip on the end of that one. This one's got the rails and the red dot that we'll have to test. I'm guessing it's going to be packing a bit more of a punch. And finally, we have got the automatic, and of course, it's got extended magazine. Someone really likes the extended magazine at King, don't they, from Call of Duty sort of franchise. It's got an interesting loop here at the front. I was a bit curious of what that's actually for. Maybe it's for a bipod or attaching a bayonet, who knows, a space knife on the front of it. So very cool indeed. Let's have a little bit of a play with them. So back to options, and we'll just quickly put our field of view down to a standard size. Right. So let's grab them and their ammunition. Thank you very much. Add them to the taskbar. So there we got the S10, S20A, and the elite one there. So let's put a magazine in that one. Okay, interesting reload. Look, and that's just a single fire. Low recoil. Let's have a quick hit of this target. Oh, you can blow the arms off these targets. I wasn't aware of that. Let's have a look. Yes, you can blow the arms off. Very cool. Magazine changes quick, and it's as quick as you hit the trigger. It looks like the aiming is a little bit... well, maybe it's on point. It does feel very nice in the hands. They do feel very good. So let's have a little bit of a blast. This is the fully automatic extended magazine. You can see this takes 20 rounds, 10 more rounds than the other one. This might be a popular one. Now, too bad we can't akimbo these or something. That'd be fun. Very nice. And then finally we have the king, the pimp cannon. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the red dot on top's looking quite cool. Probably doing a bit more damage. Not too sure. But there we go. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look at some of the animations from third person. So let's fire a few rounds off. Give it a blast. There we go. Okay, so not too much different in there. So it rips the magazine out and it pushes another one in. I like how they've actually made you take out the magazine. It doesn't look like you actually put one in from the angle. Let's give that a go. So you take one out. Oh, you do put one in. Okay, very nice. Nicely detailed. The magazine is clipping through the bottom of the hand there with the extended one there. Very cool. It'd be nice to see some more accessories on these, like some flashlights and other bits. I mean, I know we've got them on our head, but it'd be nice to have them on our weapons as well. So up in the air. Let's see our recoil with the fully automatic one. You can see he's kicking his back leg out. Okay, so it's considerably less. Let's turn off our inertial dampeners than the rifle, but they're certainly very cool. Yeah, very nice indeed. So, we have one more to look at, the rocket launcher. Let's prep that one up and we'll jump over. So, what you've all been waiting for, the rocket launcher in both its variants. We've got the standard one and the pro variant. Now, I'm very worried about this and how it's going to affect. We have an issue on some of the servers where people like to attack with grinders with just their jetpack, and I'm worried that this rocket launcher will turn a space engineers into a very elite weapon, something that's more agile and more effective than even bothering to build a small ship. But we've got to test it out. We've got to find out if that's going to be the truth. So let's grab our rocket. Let's in one. Okay, so it reloads from a magazine on the bottom, and it has a reticle like that. I'm just going to fire the rocket from third person just to see. Oh, that's got some range and it's got some accuracy as well. I am worried about this thing. I am very worried. Okay, so it's already reloaded. We're going to fire it at Henry and see what sort of damage it can do. So having a look at that. Oh no. This is going to wreck small ships. This is going to be bad. People running around with these are going to be more effective in some of these smaller ship designs. Let's have a look how much damage it's done to that cockpit. I'm going to test this proper later. We're going to need to get a welder out to do that. We've got one there. So, okay, so it's not took a lot of damage off that, but it has ripped out the engine bay. Yeah, it's put a big hole in that light armor. I mean, I guess they have got to hit the target, but if they do land a shot or a group of them do attack you and swarm you, you've got a bit of a problem, haven't you? So let's drop this for a second and we'll pick up the Pro variant. It's up there. Oh, interesting. I thought it was stuck on my screen then, even though I dropped it. Okay, so we've got the Pro variant. Same sort of reload. Longer reload, by the sound of it. And this one has a bit of a different reticle. Wonder what the other features are going to be. It can't just be a reticle, can it? Oh, it's so dangerous, this thing. Why, Keen? Why did you do this to people? It is so cool and awesome, but having a man zipping around with a rocket launcher is just going to cause so much trouble. Yeah, you can pound a small ship into pieces in seconds. That small ship's going to take a lot longer, I guarantee it, than this to build, but that's stuff to test. So that is all the weapons for the moment. Let's head down to the planet and have a look. Oh, final thing. Let's check the reload in this position, and as well as some recoil. So not much recoil there. There's the part it's heading to the bottom. We'll turn inertia dampeners off. Not much recoil at all. It's not really sending us all over the place like you'd expect it to do. But I'm guessing at the same time that could be balanced out because the exhaust of the rocket is coming out the back of the launcher. So it could hold you in place. Interesting. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's go down to the planet and check out the rest of the block. Right, so we're back down on the planet and we're going to be having a look at some of the new blocks. Now, purple blocks that I put on here are available to you for completely free. All the other colours are not, I'm afraid. So you can see we've got these new glass windows. These are half window blocks, as I've written down there. Now these come inverted and in normal mode, so you've got like a corner piece like that. You've also got the flat one like that. You can put the little button panel right up against the window with the inverted one, so that's nice to have. Now the little hallways themselves here, they don't look too special on their own here. They've got like a little guide rail, some fancy wiring at the top, as well as this half one. So they're the ones you get for free. And then over here we've got ourselves this cross junction as well. We've got this that looks like a little decontamination, but this is like a half block to put in perhaps doorways. And then we've got a lighting one there. That's very important because the hallway blocks before didn't come with lighting, so it was very dark if you did so. So I've set one up down here. So this is what they look like if you connect them all together. It is very nice. I think it's really cool. So we've got a bit of grass down here, so we're going to crouch through this area. But you could decorate some of them areas that look a bit bland within your ship with these guys, and it would just make it a little bit cooler, come to life a bit more. So moving on from that, we've got some cool new blocks around the outside here as well. So these are called, let me just double check the name, Fire Cover Corner. So these are a bit like a ballistic protection piece. Sadly, there is not a diagonal variant of these. But if you actually have a look, they've got a little area where you can hide behind and give the astronaut a bit of protection while he's taking cover. This will be good for the multiplayer or first-person type maps. So we've got all that over there. And of course, we've got to have a closer look at the target dummy himself. So the target dummy, as we saw, his arms can rip off. And interestingly enough, it looks like he's been made other parts for Space Engineer. You've got like the sound block to make his arms and other little bits. You've got his backpack. I can see someone definitely modifying this and turning this into maybe an enemy or some sort of hostile. But it's got the helmet and the arms do rip up as we've seen. Let's fire a rocket at it and see if that takes it out in one. Oh, interestingly, it went right through it. Have we got any more rounds left? No more rounds left in the rocket launcher. We need some more rounds. So yeah, still taking them standard rockets. There we go. Slap one of them in. And we'll fire another rocket at it and see what it can do. Oh, God, this rocket launcher scares the hell out of me. It's going to ruin so many people's builds. Yeah. So before I forget, there is one more block. Now, this is another one of them paid for DLC blocks. You can see it's a little bit of a defensive structure. Up at the top, you've got yourself some ammunition and extra storage. But it's a block that you can hide behind and offer some suppressive fire through a little vent. Let's go to character tools. Let's grab ourselves our rifle out there. So, of course, you could see players approaching. You could weld one of these up in a corridor, block it up, and also be able to keep fire down on an enemy, like so, where they've got very little visual. Let's have a look from this perspective. So they've got that narrow slit to aim at you from, where you can give them a good blasting. Very cool for quick corridor defenses, having some parts for these to be built in. So if we get our welds around, let's have a quick look at what these take to build as well. So, quick construction components, metal, steel grids, and you'll be cooking. And how much damage can they take from the elite rifle? Let's have a look. Give it a blast. Oh, it can take enough. If you've got a man with a welder behind it, I like how it's got these little varying blast effects on it as well. Yeah, so you've got bullet holes, you've got scrapes, dints off it. If we shoot at an angle, do we still get the same effects? Or do we get more of a scrape? No, we get the same effects. What were you expecting, Aaron? Okay, so there we go. It could take a bit of a pounding, and you can see the bullet holes look like they've come through on the other side. As long as they don't break through and get the guy behind it, I think you're doing pretty damn well. Cool little block this. It looks like something you'd put up in a riot situation. It's got these like quick fold-out compartments around the side. Anyway, let's continue on. Now, for you that are interested in character customization, they have added one new suit. Now, this is the assault helmet, assault gloves, assault boots, and you've got the suit there itself. Now, this looks like it's reinforced armor. I think it's taken a lot of inspiration this from like Stormtroopers. It looks very Stormtrooper-esque how they built some of the armor pieces. If we just turn this to white here, we can get a bit of a better look at the detail. It looks very cool. I like the helmet. I like all these accessories. Sadly, it doesn't actually boost your armor or protection. Maybe that's something for Space Engineers to look at in the future. Since this is Warfare 1, it's very likely it'll be a Warfare 2, even if it does focus more on the ship stuff. But nicely armored. Everything looks reinforced with some form of protection around it. Let's continue on. Anyway, I'd like to wrap that up there. I'm going to focus a little bit more on these weapons, check them out, and see what they can and can't do, and have a little bit of a cry about this rocket launcher at the same time. Let me know what you think of this update in the comment section below. Let me have a think about the balancing of these things, and I'll see you next time.